morning, guys, and welcome back to Werner Farms. So this morning I have some drone work I need to do north of La Paz, and Dad and Barry are going to work on that black semi a little bit. There's a few things they want to look at and see if they can get fixed on it. At some point today we will cut that soybean plot over there, and possibly, just depending on how things go today, we may go and cut that check strip where I did not side dress at all over there in those 30-inch beans, and see exactly the yield comparison difference in between where I side dressed and where I didn't side dress. I'm over here at our house now this afternoon. I kind of had a little bit of a rough morning this morning. Lost the drone. Yeah, it sucks. So I got to go back up later this week and refilm that property, and might possibly try and look for the drone. I know roughly where it's at, but it's not salvageable as far as getting the drone back. So it's kind of a situation where I'm just gonna have to cut my losses and be done with it. And operator error, so my fault. So I'm going to unhook the 8530 from the vertical till, get the grain cart hooked back up to it, and we're gonna discuss what's happening with that 35-foot Draper. So a lot of you guys have been messaging me, what in the world is going to happen with the 35-foot Draper? Is it still for sale? Is it sold? Are you trading it? What the heck are you guys doing it? Are you keeping it? Well, we actually had this thing sold back in March, but when the whole pandemic happened and prices took a nosedive, we put the deal on hold for the Draper, because we originally were going to be buying a Draper back then and selling this head to a neighbor. And we put the hold on it with the neighbor, and he was totally okay with it until a couple weeks ago when he said, hey, do you still want to do anything? And we said, yeah. He's like, I wouldn't mind getting the head from you guys now, and if that's all right. We went ahead and did the deal with him now. That way he's got this head. We went and picked up a used head, as you saw earlier in a previous video, over at Castonia's that we've had our eye on. And it's in excellent condition overall, and we've been very happy with it so far, so big thank you to Castonia's for that. And so yeah, this head will be going down the road to the neighbor and going to its next home there. Documentary, and I think they're going to be with us majority of the day tomorrow, so that'll be pretty fun. They're going to be doing interviews with us at the farm, doing some shots at the farm, doing some shots out in the field where we're cutting irrigated beans right now, and I believe doing some shots up at the Port of Indiana, and I think get some shots of us in the equipment and stuff, so it'll be pretty fun. Not entirely sure where this will be airing or where this will be premiering at. I will try and get you guys details that in tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video might not be too exciting with all the filming that we're going to be doing, but I'll try and get a video filmed for you guys and try and get you guys some details on that as soon as I know. So yesterday we cut one round down through that side over there and just cut these ends up to where the test plot is. So we have our Pioneer soybean test plot there, and our Pioneer corn test plot there, and then where that white flag is to that other white flag, if you guys can see that, there's a Pioneer seed treatment plot. So I don't know what we got to do for that, if the guy that we're working with on that has to be up when we're cutting that, or what the deal is there, but we will find details out on that here pretty soon. Dad is over there cutting over there in those short passes, and it looks like either a semi is already loaded or getting moved over this way. Oh, Grandpa's here. Probably wants to go ride in the combine and see how these high yield beans are doing. So this patch right in here, I can't remember exactly how many acres it is, just a few acres there. We're going to be putting in the alfalfa. For my alfalfa guys out there, I'm not entirely sure, since we're not really too familiar with the seeding dates for alfalfa. I'm not entirely sure if October, I think it's the 7th today. I think October 7th. If that's too late to be fall seeding alfalfa or not. I got one of my friends right now that actually does all the baling for who we rent the ground to for the alfalfa. And he's checking into that for me right now to find out how late we can actually seed. He's pretty sure that it's too late, but he's double checking. And if anything, we won't plant it, and because this ground's going to go back into corn, and we will do a spring seeding then. Well, now I get to go up to the port, take this load in, and I'll be back. So for those of you that don't know, Eddie Van Halen passed away yesterday. That was really disappointing to hear. I'm a pretty big 80s rock fan. Dad's a really big 80s rock fan, so that was really disappointing to hear. Fun fact relating to Van Halen though, this truck number for Cargill, when Dad got the opportunity to pick truck numbers for Cargill for the trucks, this truck is actually 5150. So that is Van Halen's album that came out in 1986. 5150 is also the name of Eddie's home studio. 5150 also means, in California law enforcement terms, a mentally disturbed person. So there's some fun facts about 5150. Looks like they're moving wind turbines around up here. Man, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine pulling that. Wow. So we're cutting these 30-inch beans on an angle. They feed a lot better than cutting them straight. I do have that check strip back here for the side dressing where I did not side dress. I believe that was a 2-round check strip I did. So since we are cutting these on an angle, it should show up on the yield map, 160-foot swath on there of where I did not side dress. So this will be really interesting to see how these do. I have to pull this up here on my phone on the Op Center app and figure out exactly where this check is. And I actually doubled up on some passes, which I think Dad actually might be cutting that right now. So actually it'd be pretty interesting to see what a double side dress pass would make. Alright, so now for the yield talk that you guys have all been waiting for. These are Pioneer 33A24s and 30-inch rows planted at 140,000. I would say actual stand is probably around 115 to 120,000. These were planted on April 24th and 25th. These were side dressed around R2, R3. And I'm not going to talk about our side dress mix right now. There was no nitrogen in the side dress mix at all, and we did not run any 2004 through the pivot, which next year that is something we are definitely going to consider doing. These beans are running anywhere from 75 to 100 bushel, and field average when we're all said and done will be between 80 and 85. Right on the money. Right exactly what we've been wanting all year long. Awesome. 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 80 to 85 bushel average is awesome. We have never cut beans like this under the irrigator before. The best we can do under irrigation before is about 65 bushel average, and we are going to jump that average all the way up to 80 to 85. That's impressive. I would say we are definitely on the right track, and I cannot wait to do this again next year on another irrigated field. We are going to do another dry land field, at least I want to, next year, and do some comparisons again to see if side dressing dry land as well, is there any benefit there, and what kind of yield differences we can see. Now all you guys are probably wondering, what did you guys put in your side dress in order to crank your yields the way you did? and also how much of a yield difference did side dressing your beans actually make? Well, basically we are in the check strip somewhere in here on this angle, cutting across the check strip where I did not side dress, I believe, like I said, 2 or 3 rounds, and we are not going to know till this winter. I don't know what the heck the deal is. This throttle on this thing's all of a sudden really jumping. I don't know what the issue is. But we're cutting really good beans. Now we're not going to know till this winter, because we'll sit down this winter with our agronomists and go over the yield maps one by one, and we will analyze the check strip and do a true bushels comparison as far as how many actual bushel difference was it between not side dressing and side dressing. We also have foliar trials out here, so we did see some responses there. So to be totally honest with you guys, and I cannot give you a true 100% satisfaction, this is how many bushel better the side dressing did versus not side dressing, without taking a closer look this winter and analyzing the strip to see, okay, this is exactly how many bushel better the side dressing did versus no side dressing. So I will be talking about that in a live stream this winter. So if any of you guys are actually interested in that, watch out for a live stream on that sometime this winter. I would assume probably January, February, sometime in there. We'll be talking about that online. We did see a nice little jump from the foliar that we tried out here. We did 2 different foliars. One was just straight manganese and one was a complete micronutrient package. We also use Axolo manganese, which is what we've been using on all of our beans to begin with for manganese deficiency. So we did that versus the Premier Manganese, which is the Logan Ag Service product. Now, like I said, again, I will discuss this more this winter in a live stream, and I will hint on it in a couple of videos this winter talking about this because there is a lot of questions I know a lot of you guys have on this, and I know a lot of guys are going to be PMing me and messaging me on Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook, and probably some emails about what we're doing. So feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to get with me on social media if you have any other questions about this, and I will try and answer your questions the best I can. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was going to say, he's not going to be able to make it to the other end. Well, yeah. Well, maybe they were just pushing. No, I guess he's going to try it. Maybe we'll see some cab beans. Also, for those curious, we did not spray any fungicide on this. These beans were absolutely spotless. All of our beans this year, for the most part, were really, really clean. We did not see any disease in them whatsoever. So we did not spray any fungicide on these, and the moisture is running anywhere from 11.5 to 12.2. So the beans are overall dry, just green stems, so they're hard to cut. Doesn't take long to get trucks full and 85 bushel beans. What are they running?
They run a lot more consistent in the 85, bumping up in the 90.
There we go. That's awesome. Well, the port's open till 8 o'clock tonight, which is really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead. It is currently 6 o'clock right now, 6:05 I believe, and take that black semi in. Barry should be getting back here with the blue one, and we're going to fill both trucks tonight. And I guess tomorrow we've got that film documentary filming done. To give you guys a perspective of what this field would have done without an irrigator out here, we do have some dryland corners where the pivot does not hit, and those are running 35. So you're talking a 50 bushel yield swing in beans with the irrigator this year. That's huge. Dad just called and said the neighbor's coming and getting the 35-foot McDon tonight, so that will no longer be with us after today. Where are you at? Come on. There you are. All right, good to go.